Hello, good morning. This is today's live on Equa Television International, and we're so delighted that you could join us for this edition of today's live. I'm Jemima Emmanuel, and today we're looking at the topic the dynamics of modern dating. As you know, on Friday we talk about social media. So today we're looking at the dynamics of modern dating. You know that we are in a different century today, and the way things were done 20 years ago is no longer the way it is done today. So technology have come in, things have moved. We're no longer living in time past, but we are in a different era now. So the way dating was done before is no longer done now. The way communication was done before, it is no longer done now. You know, we have social media, we have dating apps, we have the phone, we have technology, we have a lot of other things that make things easier compared to before. That when we're talking about dating, we mean you have to do a face-to-face communication. We have to write letters. I think the highest was probably a telephone where you call, and then things were a little harder than it is today. So today we are looking at the dynamics of modern dating, and I have Prudence. Good morning, and Joyce.
Like
Good
I was
morning.
going to say, Prudence, what business does a married woman have discussing the dynamics of modern dating?
It's like you're
I
not up
mean,
to date with the new
I
trend.
mean, I don't understand what business does a married woman have discussing modern dating?
Well, I don't
and even
want to.
and even anchoring the show.
I don't
Wow.
want to be harsh, and then I'm the only one today. But I don't want to be harsh. But probably when you get to the bridge, let's talk
Okay.
about it.
Wow. I hope she will not take us back to their days.
When you get to this point, let's talk about this.
Alright. You know, a lot of people might be shouting, Christians don't date. Oh, why are you discussing dating? Well, for the purpose of this show, we are talking about the social activity that involves like a guy, the babe, or the man, the woman. It could be hanging out. It could be some forms of communication, interacting. Maybe because you find interest in the other person and you have intention to go into romantic relationship with the person. So for the purpose of this conversation, I don't know your own idea of dating, because a lot of times when you want to talk about relationship and dating, people start shouting that, hey, Christians don't date, Christians court and marry and all of that. But we're talking about that social activity that involves interaction between the opposite sex. And like you rightly said, relationship is no longer like it used to be. Like imagine how that before you have to write a letter and wait till after how many days before it
You're not
gets
even
to
sure if the
leave
letter
the
will
letter
arrive.
at the end of the day, and you're there with your mushy feelings thinking that, oh, he's reading those words, I love you, from the days out of my heart to the words
I dropped my
I love-
pen in the basket
As
of
in,
love.
all those- so you're not even sure whether the letter will even end dozology.
Hold on. Let me ask you a question right now, right? This quote that you are giving, is it from experience?
Because like you were not there before. You just dropped, right?
My wife, yeah.
It's like you're just dropping, right?
He doesn't understand. I was just thinking it's a married woman that is outdated, but obviously
She's outdated.
No, I can't relate to what you guys are talking
the
about.
modern daters.
Actually,
A lot of times. But do you know, funny enough, back then in boarding school, some people will sit down and write letters to themselves and come to class during night prep and say, oh, I just received letter from boys secondary school.
and you wrote it yourself.
Because it was like the in thing. If you are crushing or you love a guy, you write to him. Like that's the only thing you can do.
True.
You don't have phones, you don't have access to phones at that time.
You only
You
have your
just-
paper and your pen.
Do you understand? And when we watch movies of like back then, you see how that in most times it's more like people connecting people. Oh, a father will go to his friend's house and say, ah, I love this your daughter, or I like her for my son. And before you know, the fathers will just talk. The next thing is that I'm giving you, I know this man is a good man, and do you understand? So go ahead and get married. That's just it. No relationship, no interaction, getting to know each other. Most times in dating, people spend time to know each other. You talk about your likes, you talk about your dislikes, you talk about your strengths. Even though these days, modern dating, some people have accused us of shawarma pizza and not discussing going to the latest eateries and not discussing the
I'm not so
eating.
sure if that is accusation.
But I know that you see, Prudence can relate to that. When you talk about it, okay, where can we go to? Let's go to. I don't want to advertise for free, but then let's go to this place. Let's go to that place. And when you get there, you're eating. I love chicken. I so love chicken. I so love ice cream. And you're not even talking about, okay, who are you? Who am I? Like, discuss about yourself.
The
What are
reason
your
for the
likes?
chicken.
Do you understand? But
Yes.
the attention is just get toward what you will eat, what you will get. When you are going, they give you TP and you go, and that ends that meeting. Nobody's talking about, okay, so can you tell me about your likes and all of that? So, but then modern dating today, it has transcended. As much as we appreciate and applaud technology, it has also aided dating in a wrong way. You talk about dynamics, which is more of having things change or evolve over time. So now you have dating apps. How that people can just go online and then join a community of people that are looking for partners, and regardless of who the person is, you just start chatting. Next thing you're meeting, and from meeting you just, like, the day you're meeting, people just sleep with each, like they just have sex with each other and everybody parts way. Like nobody cares about the implication or anything. Like, hook up. That's what a lot of people can relate to now. Hook up. You go on social media, everybody is just, a lot of people are just posting, I'm available for the weekend, I'm this, if you want this is the number, and you're just wondering, like, where is our shame? And some people tell you can't shame the shameless.
You know what is interesting is that it's interesting as much as it is heartbreaking that the evolving of technology in our world today has caused a lot of us to just let go of certain morals. I'm not even going towards morals, more like decorum. Certain acts and behaviors that people had. So when we talk about courtship, because I love to read historical books, so you have a glimpse, and I love to listen to stories from our parents of how their dating life was, and you listen to certain things that they had to put in place so that they don't end up marrying the wrong person, or even dating or even courting the wrong person. They had those they were very conscious and cautious around the people that they were around, so that, okay, so I'm not going to date the wrong person, so that at the end of the day I'm not going to suffer from this kind of heartbreaks or this kind of pain. They had caution. They were careful. But we've thrown careful, the word careful and the concept careful, we've thrown it to the wind. The wind has taken it so far, probably in the Atlantic Ocean right now, or even farther. We've thrown it away. We don't even care exactly what is happening. Everybody just wants to go with the flow. I'm grooving with this guy. I'm vibing with this guy. So that's cool. I'm dating this guy because I'm grooving with this guy. But what if this groove that I'm feeling or this vibe that I'm feeling is going to lead me to the wrong path? We are not even conscious about that. We just, no, it's not a problem. At the end of the day, if things don't work out, I'll go my way. But unfortunately, when things don't work out, it hurts. But we don't really care. So we have thrown caution to the wind that we are not even careful about certain things. We say that we have evolved. We say that things are better now. But sometimes you just look at it and you're like, how better is it from what we had before? How comes they had it more than, like, their marriages lasted for so long, but ours, after years of dating, you date for years and years and years, 2 months, 2 weeks, 1 week into the wedding, and everybody's going his separate way. It's like we have designed our minds now. So this is dating, and when we get to, because of how the dynamics of dating have so much changed, you're engaged in sexual activities even within the dating period. You are engaged in a lot of other things during in fact, you're practically living together, and everything is like you're already a married couple. So when you are officially now in a married couple,
There's nothing interesting.
True.
there's nothing interesting anymore.
Mhm.
And when it gets to a point that there's too much chaos, you don't even try to sort yourselves out and find out exactly why are things happening the way they are happening right now. But you go with the mentality of the dating. Okay, so if this person is not no longer working for me, if I'm not feeling this person's vibe anymore, if I'm not understanding, if we are not on the same page with this person, I walk out.
And you know, Joyce mentioned something earlier on. She said, in as much as the technology has made things easier for us, it has also compounded a lot of things. It has made us lazier. You know, gone are the days where if you want to date, you're taking it as a serious thing.
Exactly.
Like you're thinking of a life partner when you want to date.
Mhm,
You're
mhm.
thinking, okay, I want someone that eventually I'll get married to, I settle down. But right now, that is not what is in the minds of people. When someone wants to date, he's thinking of fun. Okay, oh, I want to have fun. Who is the best candidate for this fun for me? So you're getting to choose, okay, I want someone huge, I want someone with a lot of money. You already count. And when you go to this dating site, all you need to do is to write out your details the way you want it. Okay, I want from age 26 to 30. I want it, anything you want.
the
They just
algorithm will
bring
sort
it
out
out.
people for
Yes,
you.
they just sort them out for you. And we even go as far as going on a blind date. Like, how did you even end up with the person you've seen? You're going with someone you don't even know. So
But I
it has really compounded a lot of things in the long run, instead of making things easier, really.
You know, you talked about blind date. I think the concept of blind date comes all the way from the arranged marriage thing that people had.
But this time
back
around,
then.
you're arranging your own.
By yourself.
By yourself. By yourself. You're arranging by yourself. And because you already had this whole ideology, a lot of cultures had this ideology. So this parent goes and sees this child, or this parent knows this other parent, and they're like, oh no, I think our children will work well together. So let's set up a date for them so that they would have a time to chat. And in the Indian community, immediately you have that chat, it's like you've automatically said
Agreed.
yes,
Mhm.
let's get married. So and other cultures have the same thing. We had the same thing here too. I heard a story of one of our parents, an older person, and she said this is how they got married. So practically, her husband came back home. Okay, he wasn't her husband, no. But
The
he
man.
came. The man came back home, and before he even came back, he sent a message and he's saying, "Okay, so mom, I'm coming back, but this is what I want when I come back. I just want to get a wife and go back to the city." And she's like, "Okay, that's fine." And she mentioned it to the brother. Immediately, the man came back home. The brother says, "Oh yeah, I already know the lady. I know your wife already. I will take you to her." And that's all. And wedding was set. So and marriage was good, and they're still together up to today.
You know, there are
Yeah,
core
so-
values. There are core values they look out for before even the bringing people together.
Yes.
or-
Yes.
Look how,
Sometimes the friend, now talking about the dad's friend, now will go to the house and see how this young lady is busy working, like the way she greets, the way she serves, and all of that. And it's like this young girl will make a good wife for my
before he
husband.
even goes, he must have been
So,
observing.
Do you
as
understand?
from a
And
distance.
he's not saying that this young lady will make a good wife for my husband, for my child, because she has figure 8, she's light skinned,
No,
she's this
no, no,
and
no.
that, which are the measures that we have right now.
Right now.
And that is why when you keep asking yourself, why do their marriages last? And then now, it just depends on what attracted you to that person or what brought you together. Today you're hearing people say, he must be rich, he must be tall, huge, and you got married and he lost his job and whatever source of income that he has is no longer there. And then the richness that you saw is no longer available. The person will say, I can never answer for better, for worse. It's either riches or riches. If
For
there's-
better, for
and now
better.
people are even making fun of these things when they are taking their vows in some
Yes.
churches. They will say, for better, for worse. They will say for better, for better. For richer, for poorer. They will tell you for richer, for richer. They will never answer the other side of it. And so when
Yes.
challenges come, like these vows are not trying to tell you that this is how it must happen like this. But challenges, life does not tell you. You can't preempt what will happen to you. So certain challenges life can just throw at you, and just when you didn't even expect, like, how can I have this job and think that tomorrow I will just lose the job? You're not. It's not even your calculation. But you see, life can just decide to happen to you. The organization
Exactly.
can decide to pack up.
Exactly.
And that source of income for that partner might just not be there. It might not be forever, but for some time. So you see, if you're not that kind of person that is saying, I like this person or I love this person, I want to
For
be
the
with this person
person's
regardless, then when such things happen, you are just tempted to leave. Not even tempted, you decide to leave. And that's why some people are insisting. While some people is from the point of faith that they are saying for richer. But for some people, that is who they are. And once the table turns, they are leaving. They are not in the marriage. So you see, I've seen people make posts on Facebook and say, oh, this social media that people are complaining, oh, this is the place I found my husband. This is the place I found my wife. All is part of the dynamics
Of
modern,
dating.
yes.
Yes,
dating.
exactly.
Because it makes things so easy for a lot of people. Like, I can be in this state and the person I'm in a relationship can be in another state and we still communicate effectively.
Yes.
Like, effectively.
I actually
that
know
it
a
can even
close
lead-
couple
do you
that
understand?
way.
A lot of people,
Yeah.
and that's because of the dynamics, the changes that have occurred, and the involvement of technology that has led to that. Some people can just be following you on your social media handle, and over time, the person is like, oh, I like this person. Like, your timeline, what you say, your activities tells who you are, and then the person like, I like this person. This is my kind of person, like, for a wife. And before you know, the person is sliding into your DM and then saying, I'd like us to meet and all of that. In fact, some people even start relationship without meeting.
Yes, yes, yes.
Eventually, they now create time and then they meet.
Yes.
And once they meet, like, the lady will say yes even before you meet. And then eventually they go into relationship, they get married. Like, it has worked for some people.
Yeah, it has.
But for other people, it is the other way around. You engage in romantic relationship with a total stranger. Like, people even have sex on phone. Like,
Yeah.
they don't even wait to meet. Others risks leaving their state and crossing about 5, 6, 7 states to go and meet somebody that they have no idea.
Yeah, and
who
some of them
he
turn
or
up dead.
she is, and just to go and sleep with the person. I heard persons happily saying, oh, I went there, I knocked this person, I knocked. Like, these are languages you hear because of the involvement of or the dynamics of modern dating. And the person will proudly say, I went and I achieved my goal. He actually gave me 500,000 shamelessly.
you
Like,
know-
we have thrown our values
Values
we
to
have
the
thrown
wind.
our morals, and we just like, this is what is obtainable. Just go on social media, like, see the example that Jemima is giving. You send your picture to a group, attach your age, your location, and then somebody that is in your own location, that when the conji is catching him, all these are the dynamics, are the involvement, the modern dating. These are terms that you hear them use.
Yeah.
You hear people use. So, okay, since at this moment I need a girl, I need a man, let me just post my picture on my location. Anybody available? And then the person will just go to your DM and you just decide, okay, let's meet at so hotel. And you go.
Just
You-
like that.
You go, you meet. It's not about, okay, what is your name? What is your tribe? What's
What
the name
are
of
your
your village?
dreams?
What are your dreams? Who cares about that? That is not why we are here. Okay, you're
Okay.
here. Welcome. Have this drink. You have the drink. And the next thing is the main reason for you said you are available for the weekend. You say that you are like you put a picture, you paint a picture of your mood for that evening or for that morning, and you said you're looking for somebody that will suit that mood or somebody that is ready for you. In fact, people go to the extent of even saying hours that they want to spend. Like,
Okay. It's really heartbreaking. It's disheartening. I really struggle to understand how people think. A lot of times when when we talk
as if
about
people are not scared of your life.
yeah, exactly. It's like even
They behave
security.
like they have 5 lives. So if one goes, you see how 4.
I think it's 7 lives. I think
I
they.
want to
I think like everybody thinks they
Even
are
before yesterday,
cats.
it was that was someone that was saying that this girl stopped a taxi and they were looking at the turn on your light and let's see your face, driver. And then when he turned the light on and they enter and they got discussing, this man, this and this man you're going to meet, you don't even know the person. You're not scared of the person that
You
you're
were
going to
leaving
meet.
your home. You were not
Not
scared.
scared.
It's light. You are scared
But
of.
you're scared of the cabman that you're about, but you're not scared of the other one that you're going to sleep with.
No.
Well, Well, as I said, I really struggle to understand how certain people think, and it's disheartening that you don't even really care about your own security. And when I say security, I mean spiritual security, your physical security, and your bodies, your health security. You go around and you're just open to anybody that is available. What exactly? And some people don't even care about things like this. What is this person's health condition? Is this person even healthy? You're not even know. You're not even. You just
For someone to
decide
freely give
to
him
bring
or
yourself
herself.
together with someone. For it's really burdening.
It is.
But majorly the thing is it's the dynamics of modern day dating that causes all these things. The social media has already spoken, and its voice is that relationships are all about the glam. It's all about what you can get out of the relationship, and because you're going into a relationship or you're going into a dating scenario with the thought of what I can get, you don't even really care of the repercussion of what you were giving. What can you get? You're satisfied momentarily, even so it doesn't matter, but you're satisfied. You don't know how much of yourself you're giving out already on that platform, and you're not even conscious about that. And you're also thinking, okay, so this person is going to give me this much money, so is
money
your
will
integrity
cover up.
really
Prudence.
worth the money
A
they're
lady
giving
told me.
you?
A lady
It
told me how
to
she
serve
got.
as a consolation.
It's heartbreaking.
A lady told me how she got into chats with this particular guy, and he eventually invited her to come and see him over in Abuja, and he sent transport, and she said, when she was thinking, she told her, said, what if on the way I have accident and I die? What will I tell God? And funny enough, this particular man is a married man, and she's aware that he's a married man and that he invited her for the weekend in Abuja. And she said, so if I'm going like this and accident just happen and I die, or if I go and meet this man that I don't even know and use him for ritual now, like what will I go and tell God? So sometimes you just, when you think of people that do not care, like they just make themselves vulnerable, you can't help but think on their behalf.
True.
Like, how can I go to social media and drop my picture, my information, and say I'm available? Somebody asks, is it that these people don't have relative? Maybe the relative are even tired and they don't care. If not, how can you go and you have father, you have mother, you have siblings, and you decide,
Even if you are an orphan,
even if you're an orphan,
you shouldn't
I
even
mean,
do that.
where's your conscience? So there are a lot of risks that are attached to this. Even if you're thinking all these are dynamics of modern day dating, where in the 21st century, it's your life, live it the way you want to live. You will give account one day. It's not your life. All this is my life. Is just out of irresponsibility. It is what has led us to the height
And in
of
the true sense of
irresponsibility
it,
that
it's not your life.
it's not.
It
That's
was
what I'm saying.
given to
People
you and
use
it can
that.
be taken.
People use that to just say nobody should come to
Come
my
into
my
corner.
business,
It
yeah.
is my life. Like it is my
It's my
life. So I
business.
make decision. Of course, we have that freedom to choose. And that is why when you read the Bible through to Revelation, you get to a point that it says, he that is doing good should continue. And you that pick evil, keep doing it. Like it kept warning from Genesis down to Revelation. You are not adhering. And the scripture says, see, if you want to do good, continue. But if it's that evil you choose, please do it to the core. But don't forget, you give account on the last day. And that's how we should also think. Why would we just throw our morals? Why would we just throw our values away because we think that we're in the 21st century and it is what is obtainable that we should do? This is what is trending. Must you know the guy? How that we influence our peers to do things that are morally wrong, scripturally wrong, but because we think that it is the 21st century, it is what is trending,
Yeah.
so everybody should do it. When you see somebody that is not doing it, you try to ridicule that person, you mock the person because, like, what is there? A lot of young girls have been lured into this hookup thing because their friends think that this is just what is obtainable. Once you go to your friend with a need and you're crying,
easy money.
I'm here to pay my school fees. The best advice your friend will give you is that let me connect you with this man. You're saying no. She's saying, okay, you think the money I have, I'm plugging from 3. This is what I do as well.
Get
If you
it
don't
for
want
yourself.
you to, you have to. And then you're not being advised to go and learn a skill. You're not being advised to go and become an intern somewhere to learn and then build up yourself, but you're being told that just go on this social media platform or this hookup community, you get somebody and then you get paid. In fact, now they have association. I saw somebody made a graphics with the description about hookup in Jaws. Like, she's still studying how the involvement of this thing and the people that are involved in it. Like, they have an association. There's the person that is heading and doing all the connecting. Like, you just say, I mean, just with my
Alright, so it's a
with my
modern,
people.
a modern day
Yes,
brothel.
yes.
Exactly.
A modern
So,
day
so this
brothel.
politician can just come in and say, I'm here with some of my colleagues and we need 5 girls. And then they contact this chair lady and she just send the girls. And they just send you. You don't even know who you are meeting. But you, of course, you know the activity that is taking you there. But you don't care. In fact, the person that they will pay to is not you, still the chair lady. When they pay chair lady, maybe it's 1 million on your head. Chair lady will give you 10,000. Yes. And inside the 10,000, maybe you still pay tithe to chair lady. And you don't care about your health. You go and the person is telling you, no. The fact that even sleeping with the person is wrong in itself. The person telling you that, no, I'm not using any protection. So does that not tell you that something is wrong? Like, how can you be that vulnerable to accept things in code because they are modern days? Like, that's what is trending. When the 21st century, I don't care. Look at the talk about how young girls were gisting, how that she gave her number, her dad's number to her friend, so that her friend can go and sleep with her father. And then when he gives her money, they can come and share. Like, where is our where are our values? Like, how did we grow up? Like, where did we grow up? Like, sometimes I just keep wondering and asking myself a lot of questions on behalf of other people. But these things, like, it has to stop. We can't be making excuses that it's the 21st century now, so it is your body. The Bible says your body is the temple of God. It didn't say it is a temple for you to go and be fornicating or to be sleeping around, engaging in hookups and all of that. Some people are taking advantage of technology, building good relationship. There are people that will tell you, this person that has been instrumental in my life, that has helped me in my area of career or profession. I met this person online. I kept following him, and through his or her posts, I kept building myself. But you are going online not for you to build yourself, maybe in the area of skill or your profession, but you're going there to build yourself in area of hookup. Like, you have to follow people that are in that field or people that are in that business, so that you can learn more. When you post picture, it's picture that shows that you are available. When you make a write-up or you share a meme, it's meme that shows that you're available. Have you seen a girl with big butts that is humble?
And you know, a lot of times you find people justifying their reasons for doing these things they are doing. But you know, a wrong is a wrong.
True.
Whatever
matter
your
the
reason
value.
is, so far that thing is not right, it is still wrong. You find people saying, my family are depending on me. I am the breadwinner.
True.
So I have to. Some of these people are students in schools. They are in schools, they are sponsoring themselves, and they are still sending money to their homes. So some of these reasons, they will tell you, my family are depending on me, I have to provide. Why will you do that?
In that,
You
in
are
that
still
case,
doing the
Jemima,
wrong
you
thing.
keep asking yourself, who should you blame? Because when you interact with most people that are into that, a lot of times you hear the excuse of, I'm the one fending for my family. Like, we're in a generation where children that should be taken care of by parents are now the ones that are taking care of home. Children leave home to take care of home. Like, I mean, children under 20, under 30. You are in school, you are in school, but your father is calling you to tell you that gas are finished, or he's calling you to tell you that the electricity company have dropped bill, or your dad is calling you to tell your younger one is sick, or your dad is telling you that, oh, you need to send money to your mom, food have finished in the house. Like, look at the times that we are in. There are parents that have refused to own up to their responsibility. They feel that I've
They have already done enough.
Yes, I've given birth to you is enough for me to toast you to any area of life that I want you to be. A young lady shared her story how she got into prostitution. Her mom had a beer parlor at one of the popular spots here in Jos, and this young beautiful lady will always go to assist her mom after school. And then eventually the mom, because she wants to attract customers to herself, and because she also has interest in money, she wants to make it all fast and big. She'll always make this young girl that is still in secondary school to be the one to go and serve her customers. And then when the girl is coming to the shop, she buys their particular wares she buys for the daughter to wear. All these seductive clothes that will reveal her body. And then she will ask her to go and serve. And when she's serving, she will tell her, when they touch you, you don't complain. Just serve them. They are my customers. You want to pursue them. And that's how the girl kept doing that. Next thing, they will go and talk to the mother, oh, I want to go with this girl. The mother will say, follow them. They will bring you back tomorrow. And that's how this girl found herself into prostitution. And like when she entered, it was full time. The mother tried at some point. She couldn't. In fact, when the girl went deep into it, she doesn't send 1 naira to her mother. Nothing. She decided to just part ways. For her, she said she couldn't help it at that point. She was bitter because she said her mom pushed her to it. She's always sending her because she wants to maintain customers and all of that. But just think of the kind of parents. Like, what kind of mother is that? You also have fathers. You're calling your child that is in school to take up your responsibility. Why you sit at home? Like, what kind of father is that? That's why we always say, be careful of association as well. You follow friends that the best they can do to you is to advise you or to hook you up with somebody that will sleep with you and give them money that they will end up paying you. When you struggle with health challenge, you'll be nowhere to be found. When eventually, in fact, some people, it led to their untimely death. A lot of times we hear stories of girls that their eyes were plucked out, or their breasts, or one part of their body or the other. Why? Because they decided to tore into this part. The emphasis is on ladies. Why? Because they are always the ones that are falling prey. That's not to say that guys don't do. A lot of guys today are into hookup, sugar boys to sugar mommies. You know, all those women that want to go after young boys, young unmarried boys, they pay them, they pay their bills. You see a guy living a big life, like he tells you that, see, like this is just the way. You go, they follow young girl, you be mumu. There are a lot of sugar mommy. Just come, I will connect you to one. Once their husbands are not in town, like he keeps going to the house and then servicing the woman, because like that is the modern day concept of relationship. Let's just meet, let's just satisfy ourselves and just everybody go his or our own way. We're not thinking of the repercussion, we're not thinking of the implication, we don't care about our health, we don't even care about our life. And that's how we keep from one person, we keep moving from one person to the other. But in terms of diseases, you keep sharing from one person to the other. That money that you gather when the chips are down, like it won't be anywhere to be found. How many of them even save or do anything tangible? Because as the money comes, it's either you're buying clothes, you're balling, going to club, paying bills for everybody because you are the senior man. They say they write names of people that are sponsoring in the club, and you want your name to be on the board. So you go, you keep spending lavishly like that. So when the chips are down, there's nobody. All the sugar mommies we've been following, they are nowhere to be found. Yesterday, young man was saying how that he has graduated from let me say it in Hausa, because maybe I'll translate, but it will enter very well. That him, like this way they are seeing, is a graduate of a higher institution. He has also graduated from Iskanchi. That there's no there's no tribe, there's no type of girl that he has not slept with while he was in the university. He was mentioning all the tribes that he has slept with, and like you turn and want to look at him, and he said at this point him is a graduate. Or once he get married, there's nothing that will make him look outside. Then the other guy told him that is a lie. You are yet to graduate. That you are yet to graduate because the rich ones are not born. You see his own impression. You are done with the girls you're sleeping with, that you're giving them money. Now we are having a phase of rich girls that all they want is for you to come and satisfy their sexual urge. So you said you have graduated, it's from you servicing them. Like from you sleeping with them and paying them. Now you have the ones that have money, they want to pay you, for you to sleep with them.
You know, it's funny how people don't even see the repercussion of what they're doing. See, for one, this man comes around and he said, when he gets married, he will not look outside. That's not going to be possible. because you would get tired. You've tasted the waters. You would always want to go back to the waters. It's going to take the intervention of God or some miracle for you to forget that you have tasted the waters. So you would always thirst for it. That's one thing. One thing set aside. And if you end up marrying someone with this kind of attitude that you have come up with, if you've lived that life and you end up marrying someone, how much would you want your child that you would get out of this marriage to marry somebody like you? You would hate it.
Try it and shock yourself.
If you hear that the woman you're about to marry had the same kind of life, you would detest it. This is how people don't even think about the partners they're going to go. In fact, people don't even think about how their choices affect other people. They just think about themselves.
True.
For one, I know one person who, yes, an older generation. We're talking about hookup, but it's not something that started today. And someone whose children almost dated each other in school. Why? Because he goes around, he sleeps with this woman, sleeps with that one, and protection was not really a thing then. So he has children with this woman, he has children with that woman, he has children with this and that and that and that, and some of these children don't even know themselves. So they find themselves in school and, oh no, I like this person, and they were about to start dating until history led. Thank goodness for the fact that the mothers told these children where they are from. So history led to story, bring this story, bring that story, and at the end of the day they found out. So that's what saved
Lucky
this.
enough for them.
Exactly.
Because for some
Exactly.
people,
People found out early.
some don't.
Some don't end up finding. So these are certain things that we keep doing. I know how we say that we have a lot of protection put in place so you can go around and just do what you want to do, because that's modern day dynamics. Yes. So the science has tried so much as possible to reduce the issue of procreation. However, the transmission of STDs and STIs, they have tried and tried, but it is not foolproof. Even the contraceptives they have are still not foolproof. That's why some people go the extra mile to do certain things to their bodies, and later on they are regretting at the end of the day because, oh, how I wish I had my own children myself. But you've already given that up because of modern day dynamics of dating. So there are a lot of things that we do in the noun because we think that would give us pleasure, that would give us the joy that we need. We are hungering for. We are hungry for this kind of pleasure, and we all just go all in. You put all your cards in one basket, and tomorrow you just want out, but it's not possible because you've made certain decisions that are really, really detrimental. So a lot of times the modern day, in fact, our lives now is like we don't really care. We have a very carefree life. Very carefree. Earlier on, I was saying a lot of our parents were very conscious about who they're going into a relationship or who they're meeting for a relationship and things like that. But we're not even conscious about that. We even already have ideologies like things like, I was having a discussion with someone one time, and she was talking about how the moment I'm not advocating for violence, yeah, but she was saying something like the moment her husband takes his hand up and to try and slap her, she's leaving out of the house. Like she's leaving the house and just leaving the marriage entirely. So this is where my burden is coming from. And as I said, I'm not an advocate for violence. No, in fact, I would not want to go into a marriage that way. No. But this is where my problem is. How much of your husband or the person you're about to marry or the person you're dating have you understood? How much have you related with this person to understand whether this person is a violent person or not? That you would even get to the point of getting into a marriage and you're even already thinking of moving out of the marriage before you even get into it. So this is how a lot of things in the social media and our modern day dynamics of dating has conditioned our minds to. No longer do we think that marriage is a lifelong thing, or that some of the decisions we're making in the now would affect us in the later. We're not even thinking that way. We're no longer deep thinkers. We're just shallow minded people. A lot of times, you find a lot of shallow minded people dating other shallow minded people. People going to the gyms because, oh, that's what appeals to women now. So, because the woman would want to see me with chiseled abs and all that, I would go to the gym. I'll hit the gym every day, judiciously. You're not even thinking that it might even, if I take it to the extreme, it might be detrimental to my health.
And you know, talking
you're not
about
thinking that.
talking about what you said, like you're thinking of going out when you've not even entered.
Yes.
It's the same thing with the dating. When you see people that use the dating apps, probably they are talking to like 3-4 people at the same time, and their simple reason is, okay, if it doesn't work with this one, I quickly just switch to this one. No point starting all over again. So already they are going on with this one with the hope that it will not
might
reach
not
the
work.
end. So when it doesn't reach the end, I just switch. I don't have to go back to point zero. And that should not be the case. Because if you are really sincere about whatever you're doing, not just dating now, whatever you're doing in the modern world now, you should go all in. And before you go, you must have made your inquiries, your observation, asked questions, open your eyes. It is no longer a point of blind love or no. You should open your eyes and do all that you need to do. Even if you do that, it is not a yardstick that all will go well. So you shouldn't even go into a marriage, go into a relationship, begin to date with the sole aim of, okay, if it doesn't work, I am good. So by the time you're doing all of that, that is what brings about loneliness in the modern day relationship. You're already feeling bored because it's like you're envisaging that it will crash, and it's not even crashing as fast as you are thinking. It shouldn't even be like that.
That is in issues.
Yes, and another thing I see is, just yesterday we talked about standards. So your expectations, the standards that you have put is so high. Is so high, and you barely can find someone that fits into that. So you're just trying just to see wherever you can land. And some of these are standards are not even coming from a pure sincere heart. Probably we're seeing them from movies, we're seeing them from the social media, from books that we're reading. So we're having ideas, we're having notions of who an ideal man should be, of who an ideal husband should be. You're not sitting down and thinking, okay, for me, who should an ideal man be? For me, it's based on other people's experiences that you're trying to draft that out. And at the end of the day, you don't even find that person. But before you know that you won't find that person, you'd have tried like 12 people.
I was going to say
at the end of the day, it's not good for you.
I was going to say you have a fictional ideology of who you want.
A
lot
we
of
have
people's
a lot of
ideology
that right now.
is shaped because of the movies you watch, the
Books,
books you read.
the things you see on social media.
Interestingly, there are two categories of people that really need to work on themselves. Those who read fictional books, like romance fictional books. Those who read and those who are really into fictional romance. These are things that people imagine. So imaginations are wild. But you see, we don't even approach those books with the thoughts that, okay, so imaginations are wild. This is someone's wild imagination. I'm probably never going to get something
The story
like this.
was told of a man that kept writing about relationship, love. He sings about it, how beautiful it is and all, but behind the scene, he's not even in any relationship. So you understand? A lot of times we just have pictures. I saw a trend where people were just making comment on, I will not marry somebody like this, I will not marry, and somebody just responded, is your father like that? And she now said that, I will not even take this from you. My father is my mother's choice, not my choice. So that she decided to agree to this does not mean I will, that you're asking a guy for what your father cannot afford. Then she said, it is my mother's choice, it is not my choice. So you see, most times we have standards, like we elevate some standards that are just fictional, that if you are asked, are you half of that thing that you want in another person, you are nowhere to be found. And that's why we always ask the question, if you are to marry you the way you are right now, would you marry you? Most people's answer will be no. very few, like I mean, few people will have that answer. Yes, because you want to start thinking, hi, the way I talk, how much is my bank account? Yeah, what am I doing at the moment? So you start seeing that all the things that you're looking out in another person, you don't have
You
it.
don't have it.
And Prudence highlighted how that people are now shameless and carefree. You find out today in the dynamics of the modern dating, it's not about single people alone, but even people that are married want to go into dating, like
You
with
want to go
with people outside their partners. You go on some of these dating sites, there are married women there, there are
Yes.
married men
Mhm.
there.
Yes.
Exactly.
Imagine when you are sending your picture and saying you're in this location you need, and then your wife say I'm available. How will it be? Or you see somebody picking your wife, or you see somebody picking your husband, and
You
you're
know,
in the same
a story was told of how a man went around and was saying something like, okay, he needs a babe for hookup, a girl for hookup, and all that. And they sent a lady to him. And immediately the lady enters, she sees that it is her father. This is how bad the world is. Everybody has thrown morality into the wind. As I said earlier, these are things that we don't even see the repercussion of our choices. Now, this girl comes back home, she's not going to look at her dad with any form of respect anymore.
But you know there are some
He's
fathers
thrown
that
that
will,
respect.
but
into
you
the
know
wind.
there are some fathers that will still sleep with the daughter there.
I do know that, and I did not want to tilt towards that because it's
Because
really
we have
just
that even in
heartbreaking.
houses, like how that
Yes.
a father is sleeping with his daughter, and in fact there was a
There was-
time that in somewhere in Benue State where this man was sleeping with his wife's niece, and eventually the story was all out. In fact, it was more like they were trying to cover the whole issue because of the position you occupy and all of that. But you find out in our society today, people don't care. All they care about is satisfying their sexual needs. So you are married and you don't like, you don't care about your partner. You are just all out there doing hookup, and people will tell you, for example, I prefer the hookup. Let's just go satisfy ourselves. Everybody should just go his own way. I don't want to go into any relationship with any lady. Every weekend, organize a girl for me. We're traveling to this place. I don't want to go alone. I need two girls that will travel with me. Like when they say, some people say when a man has money, what he thinks about is women, and that when women have money, what they think about is I don't need a man. So you find that reality in modern day dating.
Yes.
When a man thinks I've arrived, I have money, I have blown, what he's thinking of is just now, it's not even one girl he wants. He's traveling for a function in another state. He wants 2 or 3 girls that will go with him and sleep in the same room on the same bed with him. Modern hookup. It's not him that is meeting the girls, but it is somebody that will connect them. And then him, all he needs is to have the presence of those ladies, just lodge them, and that is it. See people traveling from one state to the other, one local government to the other, going to meet people that they hardly know. So why we cannot all rule out the dynamics of modern day dating, because it has worked for some people. Now, beyond just meeting on social media, on social media, I just know the good side of people. Nobody paints the bad side. Nobody will put his bad character on his timeline. Nobody will put the worst picture on his timeline. People will snap 100 pictures and just pick one out of it, which is the best for them, and post it. And you see the girl and you're confused. When you now see her in reality, you are suing her that that's not the wife you married, because she has taken her bath in your presence, and you're saying this is not the face you know. So people fake everything. Now, like, people wear padded everything. That you will not know the reality. So it takes extra effort. It's beyond online. It is
Yes.
beyond. Somebody cannot just meet me online and then you've not had a thorough conversation with me, and you just decide you want to marry the person. In fact, the first day you're chatting with the person, you say you think this person is your wife. How can you be that careless about your life? Because you are trusting the person with your life eventually. Then after 2 or 3 days or 3 meetings, you're saying, no, Kai, this girl is not for me, or Kai, this guy is not for me. And do you want to continue body counting like that? So you need to be deliberate. Even when you meet people online and you think you are interested in them because of what over time you've seen on their timeline, like, make an effort to meet with them. Make an effort to make them your friends at first. Don't just be quick into starting a relationship. Converse with them, spend time, and then get to know the person. If it's that person that you want to go into relationship with, fine. But don't just engage in social interaction, or in just conversing and then deciding to meet and just be vulnerable to that person without knowing who that person is. Some of these people are ritualists. Some of these people are armed robbers. Some of these people are into prostitution. Like, they use them to get at you. You have no idea. But because in your head, the only things you are seeing is figure eight and fine face. That is why you end up like putting yourself in trouble. Some of these people are into some occultic group that you have no idea of. They are just on mission on that social media platform that you're always following them, liking, loving their pictures, disturbing them in their DM. You don't know that it's God that is helping you, that they're not even responding to you. But you disturb these ladies until they use you as scapegoats. And then you no longer understand the direction of your life. You didn't know that you exchanged your soul with somebody that you shouldn't in the first place. So while the world is telling us that this is how we should go into relationship, or these are the trends that we need to follow, like while the world is telling you there's nothing wrong in you satisfying like your needs, regardless of what your belief is saying, you need to stand strong. And that was why yesterday we spoke about standard. Where is your standing point? Like, what are your beliefs? What are your values? What is guiding your choices? What is guiding your decision? What is guiding your choice of association? What is guiding your interaction? You must stand for something. If you don't stand for something, then you'll be available for anything. So if you are a Christian, then your manual should be the scripture about, as far as relationship and marriage is concerned, not what the world is presenting. But if you are confused, you are just claiming in your mouth, I'm a Christian, but I want to follow what the world, I want to satisfy my desires, I want to satisfy my urgent need, then you find yourself falling for anything and then landing in trouble. Let's just learn to be patient. Like, let's learn to wait on God. Sometimes it might seem to be slow. Things might seem not to be working out, and you're tempted to just give up on God. You're seeing, somebody was saying that they always say that you should hold yourself, oh, you are a lady, you are a child of God, do this, that she has like 10 friends. The 5 that are doing I am married to Jesus, that till today they are not married, and all the ones that are like their eyes have tear in our context now, that are into like they sleep around and they all manner of lifestyle, they club, that the 5 of them are married. So for her, like, what's the advantage of even holding on to God and saying that look at their life? It might not look all rosy for them right now, but you see, God's timing is actually the best. You don't know what those other people are going through, because the foundation of that marriage, of course, is faulty for some of them. Maybe some of them have decided to turn from their ways and then start all over again. But you cannot just rule out that because this person is holding on to Jesus is not paying. No, there's no way that you will seen over time, from people's life, from the time of the Bible till today, how that God is always showing up for his children. That it doesn't happen at your own time does not mean it will not happen again. There are people that got married at the age of 45, and we see how their marriage is beautiful. There are people that got married at the age of 20, and it didn't even last a month. And there are people that still got married at the age of the 20, and they're having a beautiful journey all along. So your own timing should not be like, don't be deterred by another person's timing of you or somebody's work clock, but hold on to God and walk in line with what he says concerning your life.
You know,
Wow, thank you really, thank you so
I
much.
just wanted to add this before we wrap up. You know how we always think that you just want to be among, because that's what the dynamics of modern day dating is keeps on telling us. You want to be among, you want to be part of these things. But good news, everybody. Good news. So long as you have said, I am a Christian, be ready to be a misfit. You're never going to fit. So prepare your mind in that direction so that you will be able to withstand. If you are prepared that you will not be able to fit, you'll be able to withstand this pressure that keeps coming our way. If it is not that way, you're going to have a very tough time.
True. It was a beautiful conversation, and I am sure a lot of people have been enlightened. Thank you, Prudence. Thank you, Joyce,
Always
for
a
doing
pleasure.
this with me. Thank you, our viewers. Hope you were able to pick 1, 2, 3 or more lessons from our discussion today based on the dynamics of modern dating. How have you been doing it? How have you seen people do it? Is it right? Is it wrong? It is not about how many people are doing the same thing, but it is about if it is right or not. You should not be carried away by the technologies that we have, the social media and all of the things that we feel make dating easier, make a lot of things easier. But then you should always sit and ask yourself if what you are doing is right. Please join us tomorrow, same time, same station. Thank you so much and have a great day.